Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll stick around to see more homeschool videos. My name is Jamie. I'm a homeschool mama of 3 little boys. They are aged 15 months, 7, and 6 years old. I'm a former public school educator and I taught grades kindergarten, 2nd, and 3rd before I decided to stay home and homeschool my kiddos. In the upcoming school year, my kids will be going into 2nd, 1st, and then I'm going to start tot school with my 15-month-old. In today's video, I wanted to share with you our geography loop schedule curriculum. Geography, it will be part of our loop schedule, and it'll be a subject that we do together as a whole family. And this year we're going to focus on the United States curriculum, and we're going to go through all the states. And I'm going to give you a walkthrough with the teacher manual, the student manual, and then go over some of the resources that I'm planning on using for geography in the upcoming school year. My curriculum for the upcoming school year is going to be Road Trip USA, A Journey Across the United States. And this is by Erica, who's with confessionsofahomschooler.com. I will leave her link down below. If you have watched many of my videos, you will know that I'm a huge supporter of Confessions of a Homeschooler. I use many of her curriculums. I love her curriculums. I think they are wonderful, and I use most of them in my loop schedule. Currently, I'm going to use this curriculum. I use her art curriculum. I use her music curriculum. I use her morning work book for children, elementary school age children. And I also used her K-4 preschool curriculum with my son when he was in preschool. But this curriculum is from her, and I just purchased it, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it and what it's like. So this is the teacher manual, and I just printed it out and then I put it in my binding machine and bound it. So your title page, just some information and getting started page about some things you might want. Some additional reading she has. Then she tells you the core resources that she uses, which I will be going through all of this. She has the history reading by region, and then additional geography books. And you can see I've already highlighted some. That's because I've already purchased those and I already have them in my hand. Here's a table of contents. She does have it broken down into an introduction of the USA, the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, the Southwest, the West, and then a review. The very beginning is just some information. And you're going to see some state presidents, state birds. And I like the state presidents because it tells you what state they're in. So when I am looking for an extra read aloud book or extra information for my kids, I can go here and say, oh, George Washington lived in Virginia, and I'll go ahead and pull George Washington when we study Virginia. Okay. So here starts the first lesson. At the top, she tells you materials needed. Then she has lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5. This is a overview of the United States, and you can see I've already started making notes of things I want to add in. After the first 5 lessons, then you start studying the states, and you start with the Northeast. And in this, again, she has your materials needed. She has your lesson 6, where she gives you information. She tells you what you can read, some websites that you can go to. The next lesson is still on that same state. She has a craft in here, and food in here, famous landmarks, famous historical figures, U.S. presidents, and then she also includes the recipe. This recipe is for Connecticut clam chowder. And then it goes into your next state, and it's like that throughout the entire book. And for some of them, she has the recipe. There's your recipe. This is an activity. Popsicle stick, Hoover Dam. So this is an activity that you would do instead of a recipe, but I do think she leaves a link in here for, yes, the best in the West nugget rib cook-off. So she tells you, so you might want to make ribs. She doesn't include a recipe with this one, but she did include the activity. And then at the back, this is for a salt map USA, which I'm going to do with my kids. And then she has an appendix, a state report, state quizzes, travel journals, state flags, state flag cards, state capital cards, state Jeopardy cards, U.S. state president song, additional readings, and bibliography. There's the travel logs. And I just, I did print this stuff out. These are flashcards, or you can make it a game. There is where you would match the capital with the card. Here is the Jeopardy. And then here is the 50 states and capital songs, the U.S. president song. And if you click on this link, it'll take you to that song. Additional readings. So it tells you readings for every state, which I love this because I can just go and see if my local library has any of these books. Okay. And then she also had a student workbook, and I printed this out for both my boys, and I just put it in a binder. So here's the travel logs. I printed those out of the appendix. And then my kids will get to do this part, and then every time we visit a state, I printed out the little state piece, and we'll just put the state piece in there. So I put a table of contents, and then I have it broken down. So this is lesson 1. This is the introduction to the United States. These make flip books. Then lesson 2, and then each one comes with a coloring sheet, a postcard, and then if I want to add anything else in here about Connecticut, I can, which is what I liked about it too. I can add in whatever I want to add in myself personally. And then at the end, they have these little, they're like little flip books for the state, and we're going to cut these out, and we're actually going to stick them on our binder tab so that the kids will have all the little flip books on the front that is in this divider. So that's all that is really in here, is just all the coloring sheets through the whole thing. And the activities that she had. Some other things that came with her curriculum. So I just showed you the little travel log. Well, here is the stickers that we're going to print out. And I already printed them out for both of my kiddos. So that way they can stick them in their travel log. She also gives you an animal, and these animals you will study in the curriculum, and you will break them down into their classification, like mammal, bird, fish, etc. And you study these, and there's certain animals for the states. And you'll just put their piece on there. So for state wildlife animal, the gray fox is the animal for Delaware, so you would find your piece in here. Okay, the next thing are, and I printed these out, they were in my appendix of my book. These are the flashcards, and then there's the little capital cards. And then here's all the Jeopardy cards, and the way that I organized my Jeopardy cards was I did it by section. And then I put a binder clip for every state. So this is Rhode Island. It has a little thing here that says Rhode Island. And then here's all the Jeopardy cards for Rhode Island. And then I stuck them into the baggie that's labeled Northeast. And this is all the states that we studied in the Northeast. So these are all the printables that come with her curriculum if you purchase her curriculum. The next thing I'm going to show you is the set of books that she recommends. So she recommended these books if you were there when they signed the Constitution, if you traveled west in a covered wagon, if you lived at the time of the American Revolution, if you lived at the time of the Civil War, if you lived in colonial times, if you traveled on the Underground Railroad. She did have one more of these that she recommended. I could not purchase it at the time because I buy them from thriftbooks.com, and I'll leave their link down below. It's a used book website. I really enjoy them. I buy all of my books from Thrift Books, or the majority of my books from Thrift Books, and I will be doing a video on Thrift Books shortly. So I'm still waiting on the other If You book. She also recommended The Journey of the One and Only Declaration of Independence. And I just thought this was a great little kid book. She had this in the additional, and she had it actually for the lower. It says great for younger kids, so I went ahead and picked it up too, and I'm really happy I did because it has a really cool map in the very beginning. And these are like little puzzle pieces that pop out. And it just goes through the state. So like if I'm studying Alabama, I'll just pull this up and I'll read this to the kids about Alabama, and then it goes into the next state. She did not recommend this book. I just bought that one. Okay, and then the last book that she recommended that I have purchased so far was the National Geographic United States Atlas for Young Explorers. This is like the main one that you would do with each state, and you can see it's broke down the Northeast, and it goes over some information of the Northeast, and then there you go, there's Connecticut, and then you would read this about Connecticut, and then it goes into Delaware. Okay. The next set of books I'm going to show you are books that I purchased because I like these books and I think they would be a great additional resource to have for her curriculum. Here's just another National Geographic. This one's kids. It says Beginner's United States Atlas. Again, it breaks it down, Northeast, and then it has, so this one's about Maine, and it just gives you some information. There's a page about Maryland. So it's just, I think this one's better for like younger kids, and I will do this one as well for every state. Another thing that I purchased is the Poetry of Us, and I purchased this book because National Geographic has several poetry books. I have the animal poetry book, which I used 2 years ago with my history curriculum. We were studying around the world, and we were studying animals around the world. And then I bought a nature one, which I will use. I used it last year, and I'm going to use it this year in my nature curriculum, which I can link that video in here and put it in the description box. So now I bought the Poetry of Us, and this one goes into poetry of the different states, and you can see it's broken down: Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest, Great Plains, Rocky Mountains, Pacific Coast. And then I love these books. I love these National Geographic books. They are so beautiful, and the poems are just amazing. And look at this, how gorgeous is this? And it tells you up here what states you're in. So I think this was going to be a great add-on. I got this at a used bookstore, so I paid $1 for it, so I just bought it. I'm not even sure if I'll use it. Again, it just goes over the different states. And it actually goes, this one actually goes into the whole entire United States. Oh, it's an atlas of the world, so I definitely won't be using the entire thing. I would just be staying in with, I probably won't use this book very much then. I didn't even notice that, but I'll use it for the little section that goes over North America. And I may or may not use this. And then it breaks it down into Mid-Atlantic, the South, Southwest. Again, it was $1, so I just picked it up. I did purchase this book. I found this book at the library, and I kind of did a flip through, and then I thought, I really like this book, so I'm going to add it in. And I thought it went with the theme really good. It's called Our 50 States, A Family Adventure Across America. And it takes you through like their road trip through all the states. And I'll just read this one. I won't read it in the order that they go. I'll just find whatever state, like this one's about Pennsylvania, and I'll read that page to the kids. The next thing is just a bunch of resources that I have, or that I've had for a long time, that I've pulled that I was going to use with it. So the first thing I'll show you is a little flip thing of all the states. America's 50 States. I bought this book for very cheap, and it's a board book. I got the Kids Meet the Presidents. So when it tells you that there's a president from that state, I'll probably just read that president in here. And I don't know how it goes up to Barack Obama. So it's not too out of date. And then I found this book. I want to say I found this book at the Dollar Tree. So I just picked it up, and it's like a little flip book. So I thought that was kind of cute. I got America the Beautiful. These are just some books I pulled from my classroom library. The 50 Great States. This one was again from Dollar Tree. This one was from Dollar Tree. Presidents of the United States. I picked this up from a library used sale, Greetings from America, and it goes through, again, it's postcards, and like this is from New York. And I thought this was really cool because they have to create their own postcard in that curriculum. So I thought, how cool is this? They could see a postcard. I bought both of these workbooks at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this one with my first grader. So when he's studying a state, he'll do the little activity. And then this one's a little harder, so I'm going to use it with my second grader. I bought this book. I may or may not use this. I got this at a sale, so I just picked it up. It does have each state in it. See, there was Maine, West Virginia, so I might print this out. We'll use this book as well. I found this at the Dollar Tree, and it's just state facts. I am going to start with this book the first week. I love this book. It's such a cute little book. It's just a cute little read aloud. And then this is like a word search that I think I'll do with them, where you have to, not a word search, I'm sorry, like a, it's kind of like Where's Waldo, but you have to find these things at Miami Beach, find these at the Texas State Fair, and then there's a Texas. Thought we would just do that together. I have these. These were given to me. I'm not even sure if I'll use them, but I kind of liked them because it's each state and it has a little activity. And I have 2 of these. And then I have Our Country, which I might use at the very beginning of the school because it does have a Pledge of Allegiance thing. It has the Statue of Liberty, which we studied the first week. And then it has postcards from capitals. So I just thought, it's just little activities you can do. And then here's Little Hands Celebrating America, and it's learning through crafts and activities. So I was just going to keep this in case there's something else I thought we could use it for. I also have this pocket chart cards, and it is, so you match it. Here's Alaska, you match it with the state capital, and I think you would have to find its picture as well, and you would have to match it. This came from Dollar Tree. It's just a little puzzle of the United States. I don't even know where I got these. I've had these forever. It's just little flashcards of the presidents. This is a CD that goes to States and Capitals wrap, and I got this when a teacher store was going out of business, and I thought, hey, let's see, and then I think it's going to go with our curriculum. I bought this Melissa and Doug puzzle. It's a 42 pieces, but it's a giant floor puzzle, so I bought this. I actually got this on like a Black Friday sale for like $3. It's great. $5, I'm sorry, $5. So I got that. I found this at a yard sale, and it's a magnetic board, and it has little magnetic state pieces to match. I am going to be doing a review on these books right here. I love these books, and I'm going to start purchasing these as well for this curriculum, or seeing if my local library, I got these from my library. So when we are studying a state, if there is a important person or historical person, and if Brad Meltzer has written a story about that person, then I'm going to stick that in this curriculum because I love these books, and I am going to be doing a YouTube video on just these books. But the series is called Ordinary People Change the World, and I've already started writing down some of the ones that I'll need for the curriculum. I also love these books, and she does recommend these books in her curriculum, and this is just an example because we do study Helen Keller. Who was Helen Keller? And I actually picked this one up that was at a library that was discarded. But I think these books are great as well, so I'm going to start getting these to go with the curriculum. This is a Leapfrog Adventures Across America. It's just a little puzzle. My kids love this puzzle, and I think I paid $1 for it at a yard sale as well, so I just picked it up. And then the last thing is this interactive United States map, and it has the little pin, the tag pin, and you click on it and it talks to you about it, and it's a two-sided map. And again, I got this at a consignment sale, so I just went ahead and picked it up as well because I thought it was a great little learning thing. I will try to link as many of these things in the description box as I can. There is a ton of resources that I use, and I got most of them at a yard sale or consignment sales, so I will do the best I can at linking them. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more homeschool videos. Thank you.